What's up, guys? It's Devin from Neptune Design, and today I'm going to be talking about what to do if you've got your domain, you've got your hosting, but you don't know what to do next. So today I'm just going to give you 5 quick and easy things that you can do after getting your domain and hosting for yourself. So for example, I'm going to show you how to get email addresses for the people in your organization. I'm going to show you how to set up a website, and I am also going to show you how to register yourself on Google search results so that you appear in the search results afterwards. Okay, so thanks very much for watching the video this far, and I hope you stay tuned to the end. It's gonna be a good one. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to set up email addresses for everybody in your organization. So this is going to be step 1, setting up the email addresses. Now, setting up email addresses is very easy. Let's say we've got 3 people in our organization. We've got Bob, Sandra, and Maria, for argument's sake. Okay, so the first thing that you'll do is you'll log into your cPanel account. When you receive when you purchase your hosting and your domain, they'll usually send you, when I say they, I mean the hosting provider, they'll usually send you a URL with login details, usually an email address or username and a password. And that's going to allow you to log into your cPanel. Think of your cPanel like your operating system for your server that you as a client can access and make changes to. Okay, so I want to create these 3 email addresses. So what I'm going to do is log into my cPanel, and I am going to go under the email section. Once I'm in the email section, I'm going to click on email accounts, and then I am going to click on the blue create button. Okay, and all that's left for me to do is set up my email addresses. So I'm going to make the first one for Bob. I do not need to retype the domain name because, as you can see, they've done that for me already. And I am going to click on generate to generate a password for Bob. Now, with regards to storage space, if you're not sure, I would say leave it at between 500 megs to a gig. You can always increase the inbox size if you want, but 500 megs to 1 gig is a good size for somebody who's just starting up and they're not importing any of their previous emails, or they don't have that much volume in email. And I'm going to say create, and it's literally that simple. So the next email address would be for, I think I said Maria, and I'm going to click on generate. It's generate a password for me, and I'm going to say create, and the last one is going to be for Sandra. Generate again, and I'm going to say create, and there we go. We have 3 email addresses set up on the system. Now, how do we get these email settings to our organization members so they can basically set them up on their devices, their tablets, their phones, their PCs, their Outlook? Okay, very simple. Let's take Bob's email address. We want to send that email to him, or we want to send those settings to him. So we're going to click on manage. If you look on your left hand side of the screen, you'll see that all of this is basically like the part that we've been in. So we're going to avoid that. We're going to go to this little phone icon that says connect devices. When I click on it, it's going to give me all of the settings, and you don't have to copy paste everything. All you do is whatever his old email address is, or whatever his current Gmail or Hotmail address is, you're just going to simply email him instructions. So I'm going to click on send, and boom, the email's been sent. And you can do that for all the other members of your organization. So that's your emails done and dusted. Okay, so let's move on to step 2. How do we install WordPress? Now, for those of you who don't know, WordPress is basically like software that allows you to have a website on your server, on your domain. So What we want to do first of all is just install WordPress. Okay, now I'm using a relatively new version of cPanel. There might be some of you whose cPanel looks different. If you can't find the WordPress logo, try and find Soft Delicious Apps Installer. Click on that and it should provide you access to a WordPress logo, and then you can install WordPress as well using the steps I'm about to use. But for the rest of you, all you do is scroll down and you'll see a blue WordPress logo. I'm going to click on WordPress and I'm going to be presented with this screen over here. Now I am going to click on this blue Install Now button. Once I do that, I'll have the opportunity to choose a installation URL. Now, if you don't have a website security certificate installed, then I suggest you just leave it at http www. Some of you don't have www, and you can choose this setting over here. If you do already have your website security certificate installed, then you need to go for HTTPS. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going for HTTP. Okay. And then you need to say what your site name is and just write a brief description of what you do. So for example, ours is Neptune Design and we do social media marketing. Next thing, you need your admin username. I'm just going to leave mine at admin, and you need a password. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this password. Obviously you can write your own password if you prefer. Next thing you need to do is select your language. It's already done for you. Okay, so all of this is done, and I'd like to email the installation details to Bob because Bob is going to be running our website. So that's done and dusted, and I am going to click the install button. And now you can sit back, relax with a cup of coffee and watch it install. And as you can see now, my WordPress has been installed. When I click this URL, it's a very important URL, it'll take me through to the login for my WordPress. So it's very important to keep hold of that URL. So if I click on admin, it takes me into my WordPress dashboard. Some of you would come up to a screen like this. In that case, you would just type in admin, you would type in your password, you would click on login, and you'd be logged into the system. Simple as that. Let's go on to the next step. Okay, so now I'm in WordPress. The next thing I want to do is I want to install a WordPress theme. So if I go to the website as it is right now, it looks like this because this is the current theme that's set up on the website. Okay, what if I wanted to change that particular theme? Well, that's easy. What you can do is you go through to appearance, go to themes, and it'll give you a whole lot of themes that you can choose from. Now you can preview whichever theme you prefer, or you can simply click on add new and it'll take you to a whole bunch of generic themes. Now guys, keep in mind, if you want a really beautiful, exquisite website that shows off your brand, these generic themes, most of them are not really going to cut it for you. I suggest that you get a web developer involved, or you can contact us at Neptune Design. I'll leave the links in the description below if you really want a professional website, so you can get in touch with us. But let's just say you want something that's just going to represent you on a basic level. So we've got the 2020 theme active, and if you just want to change your themes, it's as simple as finding another theme, clicking live preview. This will show you what the new theme looks like, and then you can install it. Okay, and you might see that some of the themes have blog formats and stuff, but you could get something like this. This would look more like your basic website. See what the home about, contact us. Like I said, very basic, but you can get away with having a website like this. Okay, so that's done and dusted, and you would click on activate. and that would activate the new theme. And if you wanted to visit site, this is what it would look like. And you can change your background and all of that good stuff. But I'm not going to take you through step by step on how to do that. If you want me to, just type customize in the comment section, and then I'll know to create a video for you guys on how to customize your WordPress website. Okay, so that's basically how you install a theme. Let's move on to step 4. Okay, so let's talk about step number 4. We've already got WordPress installed, we've already set up our theme, and we've got our logo, and we've made it just the way we want it. The next thing that you want to do is you want to try and register your website on Google Search Console. You want to set up your website analytics, and you also basically want to work on your website search engine optimization. And WordPress has these cool things they call plugins. You can think of them like apps for your cell phone. So what they do is they increase the functionality of your website, and they make your website be able to do a whole lot of cool stuff. So let's go into the plugins menu. On your left hand side, you will see something that says plugins, and you will click on add new. Once you get to the add new section, okay, you are first and foremost, these are my 3 recommended plugins. This is not a comprehensive list. This is just the 3 plugins that I install on basically every single website that I work on, and they provide the most value for me. So the first plugin that we're going to look at is Google Site Kit. Okay, so you're going to type in Google Site Kit. And then you are going to click on the Install Now button. And you are going to click on the Activate button. Now, the cool thing about Google Site Kit is it allows you to register for Google Analytics, and it allows you to register your website on Google Search Console, which means when people search Google, your website will show up. So you're going to click the Activate button, and there's a whole setup process, guys. I'm not going to take you through that because that's basically simple and easy, but you can just click this blue button and you can get started, and it'll show you what to do to install the various features. So Google Site Kit, and the nice thing about it is all of these plugins don't need any coding from your side. You don't have to be a web developer. This is just to get you up and running with basic stuff. The next thing is your search engine optimization, and for that you are going to use Yoast. Now, the nice thing about Yoast is when you create a blog article or when you do a website page, Yoast will automatically show you the steps to take to improve the search rankings of that particular blog post or website page. So it's very handy, and you don't have to be a developer at all. This is all basic level stuff. For example, keywords and teaching you how to name images, that sort of stuff. So it's really awesome and it's extremely effective. Okay, so we're going to install Yoast. Any minute now. And last but not least, after Yoast is installed, if you do have a website security certificate, I recommend that you go, before we get into that, make sure that you go into Yoast settings and you go through the whole startup process they have, and they'll guide you through making the optimum settings available for your website. Okay, next up, if you do have a website security certificate, and when you go into your website, you see that there's no little green lock next to your URL. For example, you see this lock over there. If you don't have that lock, then you need to get this plugin. It's called Really Simple SSL. And what this thing does is it basically does what it says on the box. It's extremely simple. You just run it and it'll make sure that your little green lock is displayed in most cases. So I'm just going to install and activate that. And that's it. You've basically got your 3 plugins. Like I said, it's not a comprehensive list, but those are the plugins that I can't do without. Let's go on to the last step. Okay, so now that you've set everything up, I'm just back on my normal regular website. What you need to do is in step 5 is you need to create content. Now, content is basically the magic of your website. It's what people come to your website for. You can use content to generate traffic for your website. So you need to have a section of your website dedicated to a blog and producing blog articles. Why? Because when clients search for specific answers to specific questions they have that are related to the products or the services that you provide, then you can show up on the Google search results. Okay, so basically I've got my blog section here on my website, if you can see, and I've got a whole lot of blog articles related to problems that my clients might have. Now, how do you basically make a blog article when you're just starting out with WordPress? Okay, do not go to the pages place. The pages is simply to create web pages. You want to go to the posts. This allows you to make a blog post. So you would click on add new. And then you'd be able to write a title. So for example, a heading for your blog post, and then you would be able to do your paragraph of wording, and you can select your key phrase here. That's part of Yoast, and it basically tells you what to do. It's a really cool plugin, so check that out. And so you would do that. You would basically select your featured image, an excerpt from your post. You can put some tag words in if you want. And after that, you would push on publish or preview. So if I click on preview, it would generate a preview of my blog article. And voila, this is the title, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Now, you might not know what content to create or what blog articles to create to attract the type of clients that you need, but that's where a content marketing strategy comes into place. So if you're interested in creating a content marketing strategy that'll help you attract clients to your website and turn those clients into sales, then you guys can contact us at Neptune Design. I'll leave the links below, and we will help you set up a content marketing strategy for your business that'll work across all platforms and that'll bring people to your website. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. This has been Devin from Neptune Design, and I hope you have an awesome day.